Hello, I am Emilia from Healthy Story, and today we'll talk about how to use the consultation the best way. Today's video, I think it can refer to counseling, to psychotherapy, to any consultation with a specialist. Because of course they are all different, but they also have quite a lot of things in common. So my first advice would be to set a realistic expectation for yourself. In today's world, we very often tend to think that we want to get everything fast, easy and right now. And doesn't matter if we realize this or not, very often we bring this into our session as well. So we expect that all our problems, all the trouble, all the difficulties will disappear like this in the session. But that's not the case, and that's not the point of those sessions, you know. So set a realistic expectation for yourself. What do I want to get out of this session, and what is possible to get out of the session? When it's just a single consultation, what it can serve you is like it can help you to make the first step on the right direction for yourself, to gain more clarity on what is it that you want, what is it that you need. Or if you're already on the right direction, just to help you get more motivated, to have a clearer plan, or to set the right goal for you. So just set the realistic expectation for yourself. What is it possible to gain through one consultation, one session? And for some problems, for some dynamics we have, and we have had them like most of our lives, or maybe our whole lives, it's not realistic to think that you can change this within one session. For those things, it's necessary to have long-term sessions. So once a week, twice a week, or once every 2 weeks, but long-term. For some problems, some of us need to work 1, 2, 3 years, even more. And that's okay. Just have trust in the person you work with, and just keep going, keep doing it. Okay, so number 1, set realistic expectations. Number 2 is focus. This is personally for me a very difficult one, because when I go into session for myself, I tend to go with a big list with issues that I want to discuss. And of course, I wouldn't even have time to read them all through, and not to talk about working on each one of them. So a lot of us tend to bring up some, not so important topics for them, because they're afraid to start talking on the important and difficult one, and they kind of leave it for the end of the session, and then you have the last 10 minutes and you're like, actually today I wanted to talk about this one, but it's kind of too late already. Like the last 10 minutes are not enough really to work on that topic. So before your session, make sure to have it cleared out for yourself. What is it that you want to discuss? What is it that you want to work on this time? What is the most important thing for you? One thing. Focus on it. Of course, you can have some small questions, something that is quick, but don't pile up a whole list of topics, because in the end you won't get that much out of the session and you will be disappointed. So focus. What is it the most important thing for you right now? What is it that you want to work on? The third one, write down your findings. After sessions, for me, I have so many new ideas, so much awareness, and that's why I'm acting like this in certain situations and so on. But if I keep on going with my course and my tasks and everything, I tend to forget. Of course, not everybody are the same. It's my specifics. Some things are just too hard to remember. It's kind of defense to forget what you've just realized and is important for you. So what I would advise you to do is just write down within the same day that you had the session. Write down what is it that is important for you out of this session. What are you taking with you? And what ideas did you have? What steps do you plan to make in this aspect that you were working on? And it doesn't matter if you just had one-time session or if you go on a regular basis. Because sometimes when you go on regular basis, you just at some point you think, okay, I can't remember what I did last week, I can't remember what I did some weeks ago, so what's the point? But of course, even if you don't write it down, it's still there with you. It's inside of you, so to say. It's not lost. The fact that you don't remember it straight away doesn't mean that it's not still with you, and at some point it will just come up again. But for me, what I realized is that it's very effective just to write down what I've realized after every single session, and that's what works for me. Try it out, see if it works for you as well. Next one, put your knowledge into practice. Okay, it's great that you discuss important topics. It's great that you have certain realizations, like ideas and so on. But you need to put the new knowledge into practice. Because only thinking and talking doesn't change anything. If you want to change your life, if there are aspects in your life that you're not happy with and you want to change them, you need to do something. You can't just sit and talk. It doesn't work like this. So if your therapist or counselor or consultant gives you any books to read, go and get the books. Go and watch the videos they give you. Go and do the tasks they give you. Go and do the plan you have compiled together with them. So just put your knowledge into practice. It doesn't work otherwise. And the last one, your consultant, therapist, psychologist, or just a specialist you work with, they are your partner. They're not God. They don't have magic wands, you know. I just graduated psychology, and when I went to get my diploma, they didn't give me a magic wand, you know, to fix all the troubles of people. So it's not like this and they're all healed. So it does take time. And also just keep in mind that the specialist in front of you, they're your partner, but they're not responsible for the progress you make. You need to make efforts, you need to take action, you need to read the books. They can't just open your head, pour the knowledge there, pour the positive experience there and the new patterns and everything. They're just there to support you and guide you when you need it. And also, I truly believe that the person is the true expert on their own life. So every time a counselor, therapist, a consultant advises you something, just check with yourself, is this truly for me? Because of course they want the best for us. They want to help us solve our issues. But they're people as well, so, and not everything they advise us will work, and that's normal. Just check with yourself, is this really for me? Of course, bear as well that sometimes we have this defense, we have this stubbornness, we kind of don't want to listen to authorities, and then the therapist or the psychologist or the counselor they're kind of authority and they tell you something and then you have a resistance. No, I'm not gonna do it because you're telling me. So just keep in mind that maybe you have such a reaction. So when they advise you something and you have the feeling, no, I don't want to do this, check why you don't want to do this. Because your intuition knows that this is not something for you, or because your stubbornness is like, no, I'm not listening to authorities, that's it. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.